Wise is currently the largest position in my portfolio. It is about 1/4 of my portfolio. I'm betting big on their vision to change the way we send money internationally. But they are not the only company doing that. They have a serious competition, Circle. And Circle recently had its IPO. Let's try to understand how Circle is different from Wise, and why do I say that Circle is the only serious competition to Wise. We need to understand that today, Circle is not really that big of a competition to Wise. Even though the revenues of Circle are bigger than Wise, it's not because there are more international transactions on the Circle platform compared to Wise. Because the Circle platform itself, it is built differently compared to Wise. Wise, when you have to send money to someone internationally, there is actually little international money transfer. With Circle, there is a transaction that actually happens internationally because Circle makes use of stable coins. What are stable coins? If you're not familiar with crypto and Bitcoin, it's okay. I'm not familiar too. But stable coins are cryptocurrencies that are supposed to be stable. Circle has two stable coins, USDC and EURC. One is pegged to the dollar, the other to the euro. So let's take, for example, USDC. The value of one USDC should always be one USD, one US dollar. And for this to be respected, there has to be arbitrage going on all the time. So this USDC is traded on any exchange, as for example, Coinbase. Now let's say you want to send money to your friend in another country. You need first to buy the USDC. So you convert your USD to USDC, you buy it and send it to your friend using a wallet. Let's say you can use Coinbase to buy the USDC and then you send it to your friend. Of course, there is a cost. There's always a cost. And the cost here is with the gas fee. The amount of money you're paying for this transaction to take place on the Ethereum or Solana blockchain. The gas fee is actually comparable to what you would pay using Wise. So that's why I say it is a serious competition. But the fact that they are using stablecoins bring more risk to the company compared to what the risk Wise has. For example, regulation. Stablecoins are not considered as securities. But in the future, if they are considered as securities, only brokers will be able to deal with them. There's another risk, and this comes to the user. The user needs to understand crypto to send money via USDC. If you want to send money to your friend on the Wise platform, and here I'm talking about the banks coming, partnering with Wise, it's happening in the background. You don't know what is happening. You send money through your bank. Normally, as a wire transfer, you need to have the bank account of your friend, but everything is done by the bank in the background, by Wise in the background. In the case of using USDC, you need to know how crypto works. You need to know the wallet of your friend, how this works. Other risk with stablecoins is that it is a risk to the entire financial system, because in order for these stablecoins to remain stable, they have to keep buying US treasuries. They have to keep buying at least maybe commercial paper. There are many of these companies that Circle invest in money market funds, and these money market funds, they can invest in commercial paper, not just in US treasuries, to keep the value stable. And this had an issue that in case, for example, this research has been done by the Bank of International Settlement. In case, let's say there is a crisis and there is a USDC outflow, a massive outflow, it means that these money market funds need to sell the assets that they own. And when they sell, this can make the panic worse. That's why Warren Buffett never buys commercial paper. When he talks about cash, it is about you owning US treasuries, because when there is a panic, everybody is looking for cash. This is what works, not commercial paper, not anything else. So how does Circle make money if they don't have any take rate like Wise? They make money from interest. If you're buying USDC, Circle has to buy the bonds and they make money through interest. This is the business of Circle. But by partnering with exchanges, for example, Coinbase, they sometimes give some of the interest to the owners of the USDC. It's just like Wise is doing with its account holders. But you will notice that in recent years, the increase in revenues of Circle and consequently the profits of the company did not come from volume. Because in 2023, for example, you will see that the volume of USDC circulation went down. It is correlated with the overall crypto market, which is very unstable. Even if they use stablecoin, it is unstable, it is volatile. It is correlated to that. If people are going to buy fewer USDC, the volume is going to go down. But the reason why the revenues of Circle went up was because of higher interest rates. So if interest rates go down, of course, maybe then the crypto market will boom again and people will buy more USDC. There's going to be more in circulation. Then they will make money because of volume and not because of interest rates. But for me as an investor, I don't know how to calculate the intrinsic value of Circle. Now when it comes to Wise, I said it is a serious competition. It becomes serious if over the long term in the future, government, central banks, they make more use of stablecoins. For the time being, it's not the case. The regulation are only now being implemented. The founder of Circle, he's a visionary and he's working on it. Maybe it is going to work, but for the time being, I don't really see Circle as that much of a big competition to what Wise is trying to achieve. Because the way I see it is that Wise is trying to build the roads for the future of money transfers, while Circle, they are trying to build the flying cars. So far, I haven't seen a functional flying car. Maybe in 10 years, 15 years, they'll be here, but I prefer betting on Wise. I prefer betting on building the roads. And I had done a lot of research to try to understand how stablecoins work, how to understand all of this. It's something quite new to me because I'm not invested in crypto. And I shared everything on the Super Investors Club. If you're interested, you can have a look at the Super Investors Club where I share all my research, all my analyses. And you also have access to investing courses. Everything I talk about, you'll find it there. And it's also the best way for you to support this channel. There are different tiers. If one of them is too expensive for you, it's okay. You support the channel as much as you can. So I would prefer keep investing in Wise. To understand why I'm so bullish on Wise, I will recommend you watch this video next. Have a nice day and goodbye.